Good day everyone! I am Isabel Tabuada from Group 9 and my members are comprised of Christine Joy Tahantahan, Lani Grace Durante, Divine Kijatan, and Irene May Sorsate. Today, we will be talking about ecoliteracy. Under ecoliteracy are two subtopics which will be discussed in this lecture. First, let us talk about making school a dark green school. So what is a dark green school? A dark green school, or a DGS, is a school that delivers environmental education through assimilation of environmental philosophies by the students day in and day out in formal lessons as well as activities outside the classroom. Basically, a DGS or a dark green school is just a regular school, but one with a program that aims to empower students and its faculty to help the environment by mandating and doing various eco-friendly activities. Notice that the green in this program is emphasized as dark green because the eco-friendly activities that are being mandated in this type of school are heavily integrated in the students' daily learning lives. Now, what is the objective of the Dark Green School program? The concept of a dark green school is to create an interactive educational program that aims to empower the students and teachers to help the environment through imparting knowledge, skills, and motivation to work for the integrity of our country's environment, for the whole of God's creation, for their own sake, and for the sake of generations to come. In simpler terms, a DGS is implemented to help people in your school realize how important it is for us, for any living being, and that we owe it to the children of the coming generations that we keep our environment habitable.
Thank you, Teacher Isabel, for discussing what dark green school is. And now, let's proceed on the practices on how to best achieve a dark green school. First is the proper waste management. Students should be taught in schools that waste should be properly segregated into 3 different bins, one for recyclable material, another for biodegradable, and non-biodegradable garbage. By embracing the 3R, which is the reuse, reduce, and recycle, we can highly achieve a clean and healthy environment. Example is reducing plastic. Instead of buying water in a plastic bottle or in a plastic cellophane, we can bring our own water bottle or tumbler to minimize the plastic garbage. Second is organize a green student club. This club offers students the chance to take part in a variety of green projects and allow them to work together while making a difference. Example of this club is the YesO. This club will make them responsible and aware about our environment. Third is the clean and green plant. Teachers should teach students on how to do gardening and flowering for them to be practice planting flowers and trees. Example of this is allotting time in cleaning the classroom inside and out. Fourth is the save and conserve. Teachers, students, and staffs should learn to save electricity and conserve water. By turning the lights off when no longer used, or by turning off the faucet, is an act of saving and conserving. We're not just saving electricity and water, but we also conserve and save money and save our environment.
Environmental education. So what is environmental education and why do we need it? First, let's define what is environmental education, or EE. So, it is the process that helps individual, communities, and organizations to learn more about the environment and to develop skills and understanding about how to address global challenges. So, what are these global challenges? So, these are environmental issues such as the global warming and the climate change. So, it aims to develop individuals to have deeper understanding on these environmental issues. It also helps them to have critical thinking on how to make a responsible decisions. So why do we need this environmental education? So we need this environmental education because it enhances the critical thinking, the problem solving, and decision-making skills of an individual. It also teaches the individual how to weigh various sides of responsible decisions. So, by this, individuals, communities, and organizations will have the opportunity to learn more about the environment, to develop skills to investigate the environment, and also to make an intelligent and informed decisions on how they can help take care of it.
So what are the components of environmental education? There are 5 components of environmental education. First is awareness. You can acquire an awareness and sensitivity to the total environment and its allied problems. Next is knowledge. You can gain a variety of knowledge and acquire basic understanding of the environment and its problems. Third is attitude. You can feel sympathy and concern for the environment that helps the motivation to actively participate in protecting our environment. Fourth is skills. Applied skills in identifying and solving environmental problems in a practical way of manner. And lastly, participation. Investing time in programs and participating in projects to help reduce environmental issues. That's all.
Whether we bring nature into the classroom, take students outside to learn, or find impromptu teachable moments on a nature walk with their families, environmental education has many benefits to youth, educators, schools, and communities. There are many ways that educators are incorporating environmental education into the curriculum. One way is after-school clubs. Many schools are bringing interested students together after school to form environmental clubs and organizations focusing on environmental issues, nature, and community services. An example of this is YESO, or Youth for Environment in Schools organizations, that serves as a venue for students' actions and movements toward safeguarding, protecting, and conserving the environment for future generations. Next is Environment Week or month. From Earth Day to Environment Day, schools are focusing attention on the environment by celebrating special environment events. An example of this is during November, we celebrate the National Environmental Awareness Month. Some schools do not conduct classes for a week. Instead, they organize week-long school activities to celebrate the special event. Another way is non-formal activities. Many educators in schools also work with educators in the communities to blend formal and non-formal environment education efforts. For example, many teachers take their students to zoos, museums, and forests for environmental education activities and conduct pre- and post-activity lessons. Many volunteers are also focusing secondary projects on environmental education activities, sponsoring environmental education camps, community cleanups, and other activities. Another way of practicing environmental education in schools is giving students practical responsibilities. Environmental education is more than just classes that promotes environmental awareness and homeworks that require some learning. It isn't about the writing skills of an individual. It's all about putting students into action and letting them do some work. Examples of this is organizing tree planting activities at schools and teaching the students about the 3 R's. So, those are some of the ways of practicing environmental education in schools. We should not let this education cease when the classes ends. Instead, it should be tailored to prepare and make us aware of the importance of environmental preservation.